don't know where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you landed here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys, Joe, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
Chief Concerns is presented by BetOnline and Olipop. Marcus Dash here from Chief Concerns, and ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the year. It's football season, and you know what that means? It means it's time to get in on BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads to bet on during the games. Think you know your stuff? Get in on our $200,000 mega contest and pick 5 games against the spread every week for your chance at weekly prizes and a share of $200,000. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our 150 slot games. Head to the website today and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here. Come on, baby. Go. Yes! That's a first down. That's a first down. This football season, I'll be putting down normal sodas like Coca-Cola for Olipop. Olipop offers a healthier alternative with its low sugar content and natural ingredients. Olipop is more than just a drink. It's a wellness companion that supports your digestive health. Packed with prebiotics, this fizzy elixir helps promote good bacteria in your gut, leading to improved digestion and overall well-being. So go ahead, click the link in the description and use promo code SODALOVE and get your can of Olipop so you can enjoy the game guilt-free. Go Chiefs. Use the promo code SODALOVE for 15% off now. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Cash and Props. I'm Marcus Dash, and our guy Jason Dunn is joining us right now. JD is still in Kansas City, everybody. This guy was supposed to leave a couple days ago, but he is still in town. And Teja Dash will be joining us in a second. JD, how you doing, brother? Can you hear me? JD? Can you hear me, brother? Uh-oh. I don't think you can hear me. All right. Seeing everybody in chat right now. Seeing Hannah, Chiefer 65 TPT, Kevin Mars, Charles Driver, Brenna Pike, Witchy Hall. Of course, we got the usual suspects in here tonight, so I'm glad everyone's being able to chill with us on this lovely Friday evening around the holidays. Nothing like a Chief Concerns Friday night betting show. JD, can you hear me, brother? I can hear you, but you can't hear me, apparently. I can hear you, buddy. Yeah, I hear you, brother, but I hear you messing with your laptop over there. No. Okay. So JD is still working through that. What's up, Chad? Chad's in here. JD's nephew's in here. So JD is not muted. JD can actually, you can hear, we can all hear JD, but he can't hear me apparently. So that's what's going on right now. Yeah, it's trouble. No, hear JD. Yeah, JD.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, I can't.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't hear you. We need a sound check guy. That's what we
need. Yeah, we do. Especially we're out on the road. That's we definitely need that. And our guy Teja is on. What's up, Teja?
What up?
So JD is having some sound issues right now. I don't think he can hear us unless he can.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can hear you all. Yes.
Hey, beautiful. We got the whole crew in the house now. There we go. We're all set. we need a Teja in here in order for the sound to work. There you go.
There you go.
So JD is still in Kansas City. This guy's supposed to leave right after the game the other day. This guy sticks around the whole week. You take the man away from Kansas City, but you can't take the Kansas City away from the man. JD, how are you? How's the time been, buddy?
Man, it's been a blessing. It's absolutely been a blessing to come out here and just talk to guys, meet a lot of different fans out here who didn't know about the show, tell them about the show. Uh, just kind of get our names out there, and everybody's starting to come out and subscribe. Like, man, we got to check the show out and whatnot. And obviously, we've seen a couple of the pictures, guys that were fans of the show anyway. So that was good. But I'm kind of in a location, man. It's a beautiful spot here. I don't know if y'all can see it or not. So I give y'all a quick little, because I don't want to disclose the location where I'm actually at. You probably see it good. But this is.
Ooh, look at that.
This is a nice.
Damn, that's a real deal right there, man. Holy crap.
Oh, yeah. So hope I don't get in trouble for this. I hope I get in trouble.
Looks like Vin Diesel's garage in Fast and the Furious is what it looks like.
Yeah. So I don't want to. I don't know if I. Let me just do like this quick peek.
If it's questionable, then don't do it.
Yeah.
That's the general rule.
Yeah. So, but I'm at a, like I said, nice location, man. It's one of my boys, good people, who is a car enthusiast, and he's got some beautiful toys out here, and other people come out here and bring their cars and whatnot. But it's like it's a real cool setup, man. Real cool setup. It's like the best way to describe it is a huge man cave, if you will. So kind of
it looks like it.
Private members type of deal. So came out here, man. Come holler at him. I brought my brother-in-law out here to come see it too. He's a big car enthusiast. So we walked through here, niece and nephew. And so they went in to head home, and I was like, man, I got to do my show. I was having so much fun out here, man. And just, going and touring and stuff like that. And of course, I'm going to go see my niece go play some basketball tomorrow. So I was going to get out of town, and I was just like, well, sure, I got to go see her play. Got to go see that, the basketball game if I get a chance to do that, right? And so Susan, if she's on here, she's been gracious enough to give me an extra day. But she said, the next time you go to Kansas City, you can't go by yourself. That's what she said. So
you can't stay that long. You can't stay that long without her. If you're gonna go for like a day trip or 2 days, yeah, you go for it. But if you're gonna stay for a whole week, nah, she gotta come with you.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying I was supposed to get back home yesterday. We got to push back, and then I was like, look, babe, and so I did a couple of shows. So I did The Process with Sean Barber, did his show.
Cool.
I did a Dannon show. It was with Dannon Hughes. It was me and Keith Cash, Sean Barber. We was on the radio, 96.5, I think is what it is that Dannon does. So we just kind of little locker room vibe. So it was good time, man. Great time. So I really enjoyed it. Like I said, seeing my boys and family and stuff like that. So got to take advantage of it, man, because I'm all the way in Kentucky. So when I come out here, obviously it's good to catch up with family
Make
and
good
friends.
use of your time there and stuff. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. So maybe y'all see me on Twitter doing the Ortego Pizza as well. Joe Perez kind of showing that little thing, and letting everybody know, man, there's some good pizza and stuff out there. I know our boy, our partner Lance, the Smoking Man, he got me. Yeah. He likes the mac and cheese, and I was just like, I ain't gonna do that. But at Ortego Pizzas, they have a mac and cheese pizza.
Oh,
scrumptious, absolutely scrumptious.
So wait, you don't do mac and cheese, but you'll do the mac and cheese pizza?
Yeah, I said I tried that way, and so when I tried it, it was good. It was good. It's good. So. Good stuff.
It's like having mac and cheese with like a cause with it,
Yeah, just not by itself. You know what I'm saying? You got to. Yeah.
Something special. By itself is just being greedy, but when there's a cause attached, pizza. It's a little different. It's a special occasion when you have it with pizza.
Special occasion, absolutely, 100%. So,
So,
what about macaroni and cheese on a hot dog?
No.
I'm going to come on here every week and just try to pitch different hot dog ideas until you give on one. But you did give it like a little 2-second gap there, at least. I'll give you that.
Yeah. I was like, hot dog? I didn't. I tell you, I don't do hot dogs. I know it's just.
Well, I mean, maybe when you sprinkle some macaroni and cheese, maybe that changes the equation, JD. That's what I was hoping for.
I'll tell you what, as a kid, that was one of the go-tos that my mom used to feed me was a little cut up hot dogs, some mac and cheese, like some crab mac and cheese and some cut up hot dogs, and some carrots on the side.
Sarah 73 says, "Oh my God, mac and cheese pizza sounds good, but my Italian grandmother would never agree mac." I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Yeah, that's a sin. You can't do that. The Italians wouldn't like that very much. I'm seeing some new names here. I got T-Bone. T-Bone. That sounds familiar, but I think it seems like a new name for like as far as a frequent guest or subscriber. Chris Ratley. What's up, Chris? Appreciate the love there, buddy. Is that the same Chris from the other day, or is that a different Chris?
It might be that's a different Chris, I think.
Different Chris.
It doesn't quite.
Maybe you can
like
answer that on the chat.
Yeah. So Andre said 96.5. That's what Dannon used. That's his show. So
Cool.
yeah, it was a good time. We had a good time last night.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you had a good time out there, man. You deserve it. You've been through a lot over the last few weeks, man. So I'm really happy you got out. You got to let loose and hang with the guys, man.
Yeah, man. It was a much needed trip, more than I, really understood. And so, like you said, coming out here, loving everybody and just having that time, man. Like you just got to be able to appreciate it for what it is. And so, like I said, meeting good people, solid people, I think is important. It's important. It's important to see people's hearts, man, and it's good. Like I said, we have some of the best fans here in the business, and when you think about it, like meeting people in person, talking to them, you don't see all the like trolls and stuff that you see on Twitter. Sometimes we could get caught up in that what that world is and all these. I'm like, look, there's some really, really deep, loving fans out here, and so one of the guys was here said, "Man, big fan." He said, "Man, Jason," he said, "sometimes this younger generation, they don't quite understand. We've been fans for a long time. So this is the best era of the Chiefs that we have seen. So we enjoyed it. So for us, everything is a bonus and a plus, man. They loving it. So
yeah,
good perspective.
100%. So T-Bone, I saw JD play in person. Oh yeah, everyone remembers Big 89. You gotta remember Big 89 out there.
Yes, sir. I think everybody knows a T-Bone. I know a T-Bone. T-Bone growing up, man, from Harrisburg, and a guy named T-Bone, a long time ago. So good people.
JD, I'm hearing it's freezing over there in Kansas City right now. Is that the one thing that you would probably change if you could make your trip ideal? You'd probably change the weather a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? The first couple of days was nice, and I think it was yesterday. I went out to my car, and I'm telling about that breeze ran through me. I'm like, oh my goodness. And I couldn't, man, tiptoe right back to the house. I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, this is crazy. It's too much. I had to go get me one of those, like the big fitted jackets, matter of fact. I went and bought one of them jokers. Because I was like, hey, yeah.
Oh, man, it's cool when you're buying a jacket on the little Vegas.
No, like, I gotta get out here, man. I gotta go grab me a jacket.
And buying like sunscreen on the trip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
exactly.
Frankie Hubbard Jr. What's up, Frankie? Frank Hubbard.
We got some new names on here tonight. Okay.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. You guys are seeing tonight. So usually with our Friday shows, we'll start off with JD's 10 keys to victory for the opponent, but obviously JD's still in Kansas City, so he doesn't have his full spread, doesn't have the whiteboard. So Sunday morning, JD and I are going to link up. We're going to go live from the channel before the games, and we're going to just have him do his thing. And so we'll have 10 keys to victory early Sunday morning on the channel. So you guys tune in Sunday morning for that. But yeah, tonight we're going to do the grades and not the grades. Sorry, not the grades. The bets for tonight. The same game parlays.
Jersey.
Oh, there you go.
Been out here before, so yeah, it's a good time. Good time out here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's not TG's place, is it?
No.
That's not one of TG's undisclosed locations.
No. Yeah. Good program we all come to, man. It's nice though. It's really, really nice. It's kind of like a word of mouth type of deal, man. It's got like barbecue space, coffee, cigar lounge, bourbon, ice cream, you name it. It's got all those different things. It's incredible Incredible
Yeah.
spot.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So you guys ready to get into the bets for this weekend?
Yeah. So,
I got.
okay,
What were you gonna say, JD?
nothing. Actually, I wanted to, this whole thing, okay, and this is completely unrelated to Chiefs, all right? Unrelated to Chiefs. But the whole Greenlaw thing, what do y'all think about that? Okay, before we get into it, I just want to ask.
My opinion,
Mhm.
obviously, I think the guy's going through a lot right now. Obviously, to quit during a game like that, I think there's got something going on in there, and I don't want to jump down the guy's throat for that. But team basis wise, you're quitting on your team, you're quitting on your guys during a game like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that means you got to be suspended or released. I mean, it's like going to work and then leaving without telling your boss why I'm leaving. I'm sick. I'm injured. You're just leaving. You don't want to play today. I mean, I think there's definitely something more going on with that. But also, I think there's ramifications for doing what you did. So yeah, I think, yeah, I mean, whether it's high school, youth league, if someone's doing that, it's like, okay, man, I don't trust you. You probably should be kicked out of the team. You probably have the captain's meeting, kick that dude off the team, probably.
Devondre Campbell's who we're talking about, right?
Oh,
that's
I'm sorry. Yeah, Campbell, correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Campbell. I'm sorry. Greenlaw was the one that, came in. Greenlaw was just on my mind for that. Yeah, Campbell.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's where I see it, Teja. I don't know where you see it. And then I'm curious how JD sees it.
I'm I wanted to kind of push it back to JD because the angle I'm taking at it is it's interesting to hear. When I first heard about it, I wanted to see how his teammates were going to react, because if anyone knows, or not if anyone, but if people have a good idea of what he is going through, if he's going through stuff, it would be his teammates. And if he was going through stuff visibly in the locker room, you'd probably have some of those guys going like defending him more than they were. They could have been worse too. They could have been a lot worse talking about it, but they also weren't really defending him either and saying you don't know what he's going through, right? Or maybe they have. I've only seen a few of the guys' quotes. I haven't seen it all. But yeah, that was kind of, that spoke to me a little more that we didn't see a real hardcore defense of him from them.
Okay. Gotcha.
So what do you think, JD? I know you give guys a lot of grace. So curious.
Obviously, I want to give grace to a guy. Obviously, it's a bad look for sure. But I think with you, everybody don't quite know what's going on. It's just one of those things that, it looks bad, and we don't quite know what is all behind it. But just looking at it, the aesthetics of like quitting on your team, all those different things, is you never want to see a guy do that, right? And so, this look, and the NFL is such a tough business. It's a cutthroat business, and so they could care less about what guys may go through and what they have to do. My thing is, if it is something where a guy just quit on the team, then you need to pay the price for something like that. But if there's something else that is going on, then it's good to kind of explore those things. So I'm one of those, until the whole thing comes out, who's to say? Not the weakness of it, but just the initial thought.
The optics are bad,
like, hey man, you can't do things like that. So I was just curious. I was curious where y'all were, because you see a whole lot of different stuff on Twitter, and there was a couple of actually issues that was going on that people were kind of talking about. Another one was somebody seen where the guys went out hunting today. They showed over during their time off Tuesday. I think it was Carson Wentz, Winchester, CEH, and Samjay P. Ryan went duck hunting. And so some people was making a stink about that, because they were sitting there saying, well, why would CEH go out there hunting if he's got PTSD or supposedly on it? And these are just two things I wanted to kind of where's the heart for people? And so who's to say this isn't something that could be therapeutic for a guy to work through? And I think what I wanted to kind of address was somebody had kind of asked that question, and I'm just like, same thing. We don't know what he's going through. We don't know what level this guy is at. Everybody's different. Everybody is different. And so he was kind of something like, well, I just assumed that he'll be able to play. Well, there's vets that deal with PTSD, and maybe hunting and those different things are therapeutic. Like I think GP just say that. So my thing is, man, we want to make sure these guys are okay first and foremost. Anything. Some of these things are secondary when it comes to football. But that was it. That was just a couple of things that was on my mind before we got into it. So something I just wanted to talk about, see what the chat had to say about it. So.
Yeah, the CEH thing, yeah, I mean, again, that could be therapeutic for me. No one knows. I mean, and obviously the traumatic incidents, I mean, a little different than duck hunting. What he saw or what he went through, it's a little different than duck hunting, I would say.
Yeah, what a guy tried to say that PTSD was not real. I'm like, really? That's interesting, doctor. What do you think it is, right? And that's just some of the things. Like it's good to escape, like I said, those things that you see kind of on Twitter, and people have, people say a lot of different things. So,
yeah, I mean, yeah, the guy hasn't played all season because of the PTSD, that the personal reasons he's going through. I don't think he's lying about that. I mean,
oh, it's not real. I'm like, excuse me? Okay, all right. So
was this like, are these just randos on Twitter, or are they actually people with like their names attached to their handle?
No, this dude, I think, had his name attached to it.
Okay.
So you might be able to see it, but he was kind of asking the question, but it was kind of interesting because he was like, oh, it's interesting. He's like, because PTSD is not real, and it's interesting that he's not playing and he's able to go out hunting. And I'm like, it's kind of interesting you're saying this, and in your handle, you're just graduating from a seminary, and you should know to have a heart for people. I'm sure you got a question to ask, but also too, where's the grace that you have? Like, do the studies, like find out what people deal with. We know people deal with PTSD. My nephew said PTSD is really real. Yeah. So, we always, like I said, we always pray for people. We do. We don't know the situations that people are going through. But we got to have a heart and empathy for others that are going through some things. So, yes. Yeah. Frank Hubbard said, sound like he's just ignorant. Yeah. Ignorance is for sure is prevalent on Twitter or X or any social media.
It surrounds us. It surrounds us every day.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So that's why I like talking to real folks out here, man. Y'all guys and everybody who's on here. So Andrea, Sasha, Frankie Hubert, Richie Hall, Neff, Optimistic Jay, everybody who's on here, man. G Pick, Brenda Pike. Hey, we having a heart for others. So I think it's important, man. Out here, man, it's just a heart issue. It's a heart issue that we're dealing with uncaringly about certain things. And I think kind of going into, Campbell dealing with his, we don't quite know. I don't know. So, yeah, initially my knee-jerk reaction, like, you can't do that. No. And I know NFL is like, they don't care. They get cut. But I didn't hear him getting released today. Did y'all hear anything like that? Because if it was to that degree, immediately they would have like, hey, we got a release with this guy. So, but that's kind of in the house over there dealing with it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are saying that the Niners don't want to release him because he may go to a contender. But I mean, to get like Detroit, for example, that's when a lot of people are saying it's like you have to pass through a lot of teams in order to get to if he was placed on waivers or whatnot. So I don't think to be a direct thing going to Detroit. I don't see that. But
yeah. Well, if he was such an issue and a problem in itself, why would you care?
That's very true. It's very true, especially with a team like Detroit, who is so tight knit. They wouldn't want a guy like they was quitting other guys during a game, especially a pivotal game like that one was yesterday for them.
Right.
So. Oh, Barbershop said he did get released. So interesting.
Right.
I've been out of the loop on the whole Niner stuff today, huh?
Yeah. So he was released today. So hey,
there you go.
Yeah.
There's your answer right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what George Kittle said, he's never seen anything like this before. He's never had this on his team before. Because Kittle's a very rah-rah team guy. He doesn't really just say anything controversial. He said that Charvarius Ward said it. He said it's a sucker move. He'll probably get released after the game. So it is what it is. So it's like, yeah, a lot of guys coming out and saying that about your teammate. I mean, that's – and especially where San Francisco is as a state of a team right now, you got to kind of, everyone's, complaining about – guys get complaining about touches. You got to kind of do something. You don't want to have that linger in your locker room on top of everyone being pissed off about losing every week.
Yeah. Yep. So I see Sweetie entered the chat. What's up, baby? How you doing?
There you go. There you go. You'll be home soon, baby. You'll be home soon. All right. So now we're going to get to the bets, guys. So we'll take a good look at how we did last week. So Teja, again, another week of going 4 for 5 on his 5-leg same game parlay.
Yep.
Another week of myself going 3 of 5. So last 2 weeks going 6 and 10. Teja going 8 and 10 the last 2 weeks. So Teja is beating me pretty good. I think we did the overall average of the season. I think he's well ahead of me. But I'm the only one who has hit a 5 for 5 on the season though. So
I don't like the Xing out the bottom line though. I don't know. 4 out of 5 is like 30% higher than like the professional gamblers.
We may execute. You lost the parlay.
I know, but 4 out of 5. That's it might be a loss. It might not be a loss. Depends how you shake it out. When you're taking these parlays.
Well, it is a loss because if you did take the parlay, you lost. So it's an X.
Yeah. I take this parlay and take 2 other ones, splitting them in half. So I still win.
There you go.
We'll have somebody who made those bets put a check by their stuff. Then, huh?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I have the check marks to the individual one. So, if you did take Pacheco 53 plus yards rushing, you got that.
Yeah.
But the full on thing, you didn't get it. But
let's be more positive.
We are being positive. I'm highlighting the wins here. I just had the bigger X for the whole thing.
Yeah, it looked like a huge X out there, Marcus.
It's a big X. It's a big X.
Yeah, it is cross my whole thing out. How about that?
On my little notepad, that's how I have it. I X the heck out of the thing. I go. Mike Brennan says that's why I bet them all individually as a parlay. Ooh, yeah. Mike Brennan, man, guy's a champ. He knows what he's doing.
Smart man.
Optimistic James, you see all red on my bet receipts. Oh man, that's good. And Greg Rose, it's not a loss if it's a flex bet. LOL.
Yeah.
All right. So I was looking at Tage's bets earlier. So there is some crossover this week, and so really, if you bet on 2 of Tage's, you're probably going to bet on 2 of mine, and vice versa. So then that's 2 for 2 this week. That Teja and I are taking together in our bets. But Teja, take us away with your 5-leg parlay.
All righty. So let's start with Pacheco 50 plus.
What were you saying, JD?
Real quick. He said it's not a loss if it's a flex bet. What does he mean by that?
Basically means if you can make a bet to take 5 and miss 1 and still make like a lower amount. Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So you go 4 for 5, you still make some money back.
But it's
not that be a win. Though. You wouldn't lose your parlay at that point.
I got you. Yeah. All right. Okay. Huh. All right.
Okay. So Pacheco 50 plus yards. So Najee at 53. McLaughlin had 84. The week before that, when they played the Steelers, both guys had 40. They both kind of split carries in that game. Saints had 2 guys over 60. Dobbins had 85. And Henry had 73. So Pacheco's 7 carries in his first week back, 14 carries in his last week. I think he gets around the 16 carry mark I don't know the over-under in carries that earlier they didn't have it, but that's what I'm thinking he gets. If he gets 16, marking 50 yards, it'd be about 3 yards, a little over 3 yards a carry, which I think he can pretty easily get. Worthy 40 plus yards. So the Browns have been pretty susceptible being hit up for the big and chunk plays this year. So they've given up 730 plus yard catches in the last 5 games. They've given 360 plus yard catches in that span. And on a smaller level, they've given up 20 plus yard catches to Sutton, Franklin, Mike Williams, Mims, Scotty Miller, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin, Pickens, MVS, Quentin Johnston, McConkey, and Palmer. It's a lot of guys. It's a lot of guys and a lot of the same teams, too, if you think about it. So Worthy's caught at least 4 balls in each of those last 4 games with at least 40 yards in each one of those games. So I think if he gets at least one 20, 25-yard catch, he might need like maybe 1 or 2 other catches just to get that 40. Chubb under 42.5. So although Chubb has hit this in 4 out of 7 games this season, I think the Browns are going to feel more inclined to go with a pass-heavy approach when they try to outgun the Chiefs. I've noticed that even when teams don't have to do it, they seem to kind of do it earlier than they need to. I would just keep running the ball if you're in it, but teams will start passing the ball early thinking, oh man, they're going to turn it on at any moment. So I think he sees around 12 carries and he averages around 3. That would put him in like the 36 area. I do think they use Ford a bit more, who's seen 19 carries the past 2 games, only 1 less than Chubb in that time. Pacheco anytime TD. So Pacheco was a monster, a TD monster last season, scoring 11 games, including the playoffs, and only has 1 in the shortened season this year. I think he finally gets in, and he does, I think, have the highest TD odds. And running backs and Taysom Hill have scored in 6 straight games against the Browns. So I think that's a pretty good bet. Judy, 50-plus receiving yards. So Judy's had 60-plus in the last 6 games, averaging 9 targets a game in that span. Although he will draw McDuffie some. I've seen McDuffie give up some passes to number 1 receivers, but I do think they'll move him around enough. Plus, Winston just targets him nonstop. So I think he just gets the 50 from target volume.
Okay.
25 to win 325.
25 to win 325 on it. So the Judy 50-plus receiving yards. You know what? I think that could definitely be done. Jerry Judy is one that we know really well. Played against him a whole lot. We know Jameis Winston is going to try to get the ball to him and Njoku. We understand that's probably it's going to be his go-tos. So I do like that one. That's a good bet. Pacheco 50-plus rushing.
Even if McDuffie shadowed him, for one thing, I'm watching Winston a lot this season. He doesn't care who's guarding his receiver. He'll throw in double coverage if he has to. So he's not. Yeah. That's one guy who's not scared away by number 1 cornerbacks at all. But
right. No, I agree with you. And to be honest, teams have not been scared trying McDuffie these past few weeks. They just haven't. And so I think it's a good bet. Pacheco 50-plus rushing yards. I do believe that he'll do that. You got to give him the football. I think it's still the same thing, kind of giving Kareem Hunt a little break, but it is his return game. So are we going to lean on Kareem Hunt a little bit heavier than we do Pacheco? Pacheco he's due for 50 yards. We understand that. What do you have? This last game, what did he have? 40?
55, I believe.
55 yards? Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's for 14 carries. But I think at 50-yard rushing yards is pretty safe bet. Chubb under 42.5 rushing yards. Okay. That's the only question I have right here with Chubb. I think week after week they've been trying to go to him, get him back into his old self again. Chubb, and I think they're going to try to lean on him pretty heavy this game. It's going to be on our front 7 man to stop this guy. Okay, especially if the weather's going to be what it is. We know they're going to try to employ a good running game. So we'll just have to see 42.5 rushing yards. We know he's a tough runner. He's a tough cookie for sure. So we'll just have to see, look after that. So that's my only question now.
It's a very low number. And
it is.
That usually means this happened. What was it with Gus Edwards? Was it? Or no, it wasn't Gus Edwards. It was recently. We played a running back in the last few weeks where the number was really low. I think I still took the under and got it because I think they just want you to take these numbers sometimes. It just looks too enticing.
Was it Madison? Was it Madison?
Yes. He was like 38 or something, or 36, wasn't it? It was like insanely low.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Pacheco touchdown. I like that as well. I think it's time to get him back into the end zone. Hopefully, when we get into the red zone, 10 on in, we're going to lean heavy on our run game. We have to do that. We have to do that. Look, I get the
10 on in.
Yes.
Yeah. 10 on in. 10 on in.
10 on in. 10 on in. And I would even try it if it's fourth down. If it's 4th and 2, still go for it. Right? Up there, that's what you do. I don't think there's no reason to take your foot off the pedal, especially up there in Cleveland. If you want to go ahead and dominate a team like this, at least back them up. If you don't get it, back them up. Jameis Winston, those guys, back those jokers up. Let them come out of, their backs against the wall. So I would take the 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 and try to get it. So I do like that. Worthy 40-plus receiving yards. I'm all over this all day. All day. I think Xavier Worthy, man, has been turning into one heck of a wide receiver. And I think they're trying to get him a lot of balls, some volume thrown his way until Hollywood Brown comes back, right? We got D-Hop. We understand that. We know we can throw the ball to D-Hop. D-Hop's going to catch anything. I wanted Juju to start seeing a little bit more. Do you see anything with Juju out there before we start up? Or they don't really have Juju on the bets?
I think Juju is on there.
I saw him.
I think Juju is on there. If you take him 25 yards, it's probably like plus money on that.
Okay, yeah. But I like Worthy. I like the 40-plus receiving yards. I love this. I do. We got to go up top. We got to go up top with Worthy. And so, I think that's easy money right there. So bet $25 to win $325. Ooh, that's good. That's good bread. It's good Christmas money, baby. I like it.
Yeah, if you did Juju's 25 yards is plus 175. His 40 yards is plus 450. If you did 50 yards plus 750 and 60 yards is plus 1,300.
Wow.
And plus 1,300 JDB put $10 on that's $130 return on that for 60 dollars.
Put $10 on what?
For 60 yards for Juju, $10 on that would give you $130. Just that alone.
All right. I got a 10 spot in my pocket.
There you go. There you go. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I took the cross over here with Teja. I have a few, but of course I go a little bit. I'm trying to hit a grand slam. I'm coming up to bat, JD. My batting average, probably about 197. I'm like Adam Dunn right now, JD. I'm trying to come in. I'm trying to swing for the fences.
Oh yeah.
So my first one is I have Chiefs over 23.5 points in this one. So Browns over the last 6 games since Jameis has been there, and I don't know if it's a Jameis effect, but all these games become shootouts. And last 5 of the 6 games, all the opponent scores have scored over 23.5 points. So only one of those games, the last 6 games, has gone. The opponent has scored below 24 points in that time frame. I think we're going to have a big game this week, whether it is defensive touchdowns, offensive touchdowns. I think we are going to have a big game this week. I think we are going to score like 28 points. But yeah, I mean, the Jameis effect, shootouts, man. So yeah, I think 23.5 points, I think is our over 23.5 is our lucky spot this week. Number 2, Winston over 2.5 carries. Of the 6 games Jameis Winston has started, 4 of the 6 games he's exceeded 2.5 carries. And then 9 of the 13 quarterbacks we've faced this year have exceeded 2.5 carries in the game. And 4 of the last 5 quarterbacks we've faced have exceeded 2.5 carries. So, I mean, 3 carries for Jameis. I mean, I see him get out of the pocket. If Chris Jones is coming at him, he's going to want to get out of the way, go dive for a 2-yard gain here and there. He's also a big QB sneak guy. When they get to 3rd and 1, 3rd and inches, he's their QB sneak guy. Yeah. So 2.5 carries there, I think he gets that pretty easily. And you look at the numbers. I mean, he's exceeded that number 4, 6. Number 3, this is the one where I'm kind of iffy on, but I think this is going to happen. So Mahomes 2+ passing touchdowns this week. Looking at the last 6 games, because again, if you look at our show this week and right now, I'm talking about the last 6 games. Jameis Winston has changed this team. So I'm looking at the Jameis Winston games. In the last 6 games, 4 of opposing teams' quarterbacks have exceeded 2+ passing touchdowns. Russell Wilson did it, Derek Carr did it, Justin Herbert did it, and Lamar did it. So I think Mahomes, whether he has a big passing game as far as yardage-wise, I don't know. I don't think so. like 2 passing touchdowns, I think he gets it. This defense, this secondary is rough. It's not the Cleveland Browns we thought going into the season. It's not that at all. That's why Teja's numbers they're talking about Xavier Worthy. I think he gets 2 touchdowns, and I think we might see a bomb to Xavier Worthy. And that leads us to our next one. Xavier Worthy, 70 yards receiving. So Teja went 40 yards, and I think that was his standard number was 40 yards. I'm going 70 because I think he's going to blow it up this week. And looking at the last few games, the deep threats are dominating them. Calvin Austin exceeded this number. He's a deep threat for Pittsburgh. Marvin Mims exceeded this number, another deep threat fast guy. MVS, former deep threat of ours, never really worked out for us, but he exceeded that number as well. And Quentin Johnston, well, the guy's got drops. He's a fast dude, and the guy is a deep threat for the Chargers. He also exceeded 70 yards receiving. I think we're finally going to see a game where you connect with a bomb from Mahomes to Xavier Worthy. So right then and there, we get Xavier 70 yards, and we get Mahomes one of his passing touchdowns. So boom, and it knocks it out right there. And then finally, Pacheco 50-plus rushing yards. 5 of the last 6 running backs against the Browns have exceeded the 50 yards rushing. And the one game that didn't exceed that was Jalen Warren and Najee Harris both going for 40 yards each. So I think 50 yards is a gimme here, to be quite honest with you. Although I do think Hunt could have a good game. I think he could hawk a touchdown just to give him one in the red zone, just to give him a touchdown against his old team. But I do think 50 yards for Pacheco is pretty good here, and that's $25 to win 700 smackaroos this week.
Okay. Woo. Okay. I do like the first one. Chiefs over 23.5 points. I have them scoring 28. I definitely do believe they'll do that. So I also agree with you, Marcus. I do believe this is going to be one of Patrick's better outputs for this season. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's a good bet, number one. Winston over 2.5 carries. We've done the math on it to see Winston. I think he go ahead and takes off. So, yeah, I like that one too. You know, like you said, maybe short yardage, quarterback sneak or whatever. Yeah, sure. I could take that one. I like that one. I even like this one, Mahomes 2+ passing touchdowns. I actually do like this one as well. Because if we go back to our MO, right, Tage, where we say run the football inside the red zone, inside the 10, and you know what the Chiefs going to say? Nope. We're going to at least throw 1 or 2 of these, okay? So we're going to have us a couple of times, man, getting down there, some opportunities. But I do like Mahomes having 2+ passing touchdowns. Now, one of them could be, like you said, to Worthy, 70+ receiving yards. Now, John Clifford said the same thing. That's the only question I have for this one is, he's only gotten over 70+ receiving yards one time this season, only once. And it was that bomb. It did take that bomb for that to happen. And so I think it's going to be an iffy one. It's going to be an iffy one. But I do believe let's go ahead and connect. Let's go on up top. Matter of fact, let's not just try once, twice, 3 times, right? 3 times a lady. There we go. Pipes out a little bit.
There you go.
So to go, Pacheco, 50+ rushing yards. I do like this one. I think we have to lean real heavy on it. That's what's going to open up for the bomb, right? So hand the ball off, get underneath, play action, stretch a little bit with Pacheco, run some of that zone. I do like this Pacheco 50+ rushing yards. I believe, man, to be honest with you, I think Pacheco and Kareem Hunt both going to have over 50+ rushing yards this game. We're going to lean on them both. If both of them goes come in and run as hard as they possibly can, Kareem Hunt then said his family's going to come up to the game. They're going to be watching it. Who's going to have a better game? I'm looking for both of them just really, get away from that pass rush, run the daggone football, run it straight at them. That's what you do. So, I do like that bet. So $25 to win $700. 700 smackaroos. Good bets, though. Good bets. So let me ask you this. I know you talk about buying points and stuff like that. Does Worthy have one let's say that you change your bet to what Teja had. Oh,
Yeah, I believe that would have been like probably similar to what Teja's is. Taking Worthy, selling 30 yards to get to 70 yards for Worthy boosted that bet a lot. Because for me, once I saw that Mims, MVS, Calvin Austin, Quinn Johnson burnt them for like a deep pass, I was okay. So I'm factoring in one deep connection for Worthy. So let's say it's a 40-yard pass. And the way we've kind of been giving him the ball a little bit recently,
yeah,
he can make up the 30 yards elsewhere, or it's just a flat out bomb and he gets to 70 yards. I'm good to go. So I'm trying to factor in the shot taking as well as how he's been trying to work him in different ways. And also too, it's a bit of a rain game, so you could get a broken play where his defender falls on a double move, or the quick screens to him, he takes off. I mean, it's good 42 degrees, light rain. I mean, there's a myriad of ways of him to get to 70. So I thought it was worth the risk this week.
Okay. Well, I like the bet. Going big, man. Going big. $25 to win $700. I like it.
Yeah. I'll probably somehow go 3 of 5 again.
Man, come on, optimistic, baby. Let's go. Come on, we're gonna win this.
Right.
One.
We got optimistic James in the chat. I gotta be optimistic.
Mr. James in here, right? Which don't scare me either. Miles better not hurt my QB. That's right. We're gonna protect it. Keep 15 upright. Okay. At all costs, protect PM 15.
Yep.
At all costs.
Yep. And I'm also reading that apparently, according to Nate Taylor of The Athletic, we actually might see Joe Tooney playing left tackle and Mike Caliendo. I was about to say Frank Caliendo. Mike Caliendo to be our left guard. And so Wanye may actually not start at left tackle on Sunday, which is interesting. Your thoughts on how that may pan out, JD? Do you like that this week?
I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to it at all. We know Joe Tooney's a capable guy going out there, and in space is a lot different. And this is Myles Garrett. It's a different animal out there. Okay, so you're not going against chopped liver. That's for daggone sure. He's got a lot of moves in his bag that he can do. He can just bull rush you. He's just a strong, athletic guy. So, no, we just had to see. We just had to see. Hope. I ain't gonna do that. Yeah, I like it.
All right, JD. So now you gotta pick. You gotta pick your favorite, buddy.
Ooh, okay. So I told Tage I like the Judy 50+ receiving yards, Pacheco 50+ rushing yards. Y'all both got that little crossover. Chubb under 42.5 rushing yards. Like you said, if it's a rain game and stuff like that, they're going to be giving the ball to him. Pacheco, touchdown. Do like that one. Worthy 40+ receiving yards. I really like that one. $25 will be $325. So I only have one question on that one. A little iffy, maybe. So we go to yours, Marcus. Chiefs over 23.5 points. I do believe that. I think this is a good game. That the guys are going to go up there, man, and start getting into the, pay dirt. You need that this week. You need that. Winston over 2.5 carries. I trust that you did the homework on it. So I like it. Give him a little pressure. Let that joker jump out. Try to get a little bit more, some yards on it. Mahomes, 2+ passing touchdown. I do believe this is going to happen. I do like this for sure. So that's a good bet for me. The Worthy 7+ receiving yards. Oh, that's the one that's a little iffy for me on this one. But if you hit the bomb, like you said, man, bombs and quick little screens, you just get about 12 to 15 yards. He's good for it. So okay. Pacheco 50+ rushing yards. I do like that one. Like I said, we're gonna lean pretty heavy on either Pacheco and Kareem Hunt. I'm looking for both of them to have a pretty good game, solid game this week. So bet $25 to win $700. So, it's a tough one. If I'm going this week, for me, The one that wins the bet this week, I had to go with. I'm going to go with Teja on this one this week. Go with Teja.
So you think there's a higher probability that Chubb gets under 42.5 rushing yards than Xavier Worthy gets 70 receiving yards?
No, I know that's the question.
Yeah.
And I know because if the weather is going to be like you said it is, right? Why not hand the ball off? I would. Shoot. Tell you we just keep churning butter. Keep churning butter. Especially Chubb has been going, trying to get back into the swing of things. This would be a good game for it. Okay. Going against the whole wall of the Kansas City Chiefs. So I know Jacoby Ford comes in. He catches the ball a lot out the backfield. But as far as like kind of squirting through and stuff, it's going to be
only had one less carry than him in the last 2 weeks.
One less carry than Chubb?
Yeah.
Okay. But who's had the most yards on? Has it been Chubb?
Between those last 2 weeks, I actually think Ford might have had the better last 2 weeks. Chubb has looked a little rough, man. I like Chubb too, but he hasn't looked like Chubb. He looks like Chubb.
Well, I got him on my fantasy, man, and I haven't started him since he's
well, there you go, JD. We've had some rough bye weeks this season, so if you're not starting him during some of these bye weeks, it's pretty bad.
Yeah, well, but okay. So I had to tell you who I have on my fantasy running backs. A-Chain, I have Kyron, and I have Alvin Kamara. That's kind of tough to get him in front of those guys.
And I think those bye weeks were all pretty spread out too. So
yeah. So, oh man. But I have that's where I'm at now. Like I said before, if you've taken Teja's that worthy 40+ receiving yards, what would that turn into?
I think it'd be about 325. I believe.
Okay.
It would be close to what Teja's is. I believe.
I got you. Okay. Yeah. So it's that significant then?
It's a big time one. It's a big time.
Yeah,
jump.
like my original one I started out with Worthy 25 because I didn't want to play around.
Yeah.
That was 25 to win 225.
Okay.
So going up 15 yards added 100.
Okay.
So then adding 30 yards. Yeah, I mean probably maybe 6, maybe the high 5s, low 6s.
Yeah, I was going to say if you're doing it like at 100
maybe the 5s.
15, yeah.
Maybe 500. 470. You doing it right now?
Yeah, I'm quickly building it just to see what it is. Okay, so 2.5. Then the points.
The thing is, JD, by your logic, though, if it is like a ground and pound game, then that means Marcus's 70-yard pass probably won't happen either. Then, right?
Well, he's saying it'd be a 40-yard.
I'm saying, but that's why it's a wash thing. Because if it's like a ground and pound game where Chubb gets the ball a lot, and that's the kind of game it is for both teams, then that means your 70+ won't happen either.
But I think the 40 would be more doable, especially against something like that, right? And so,
it's 325 on the nose.
Really? Oh wow. Okay.
Jeez. Okay.
That's crazy. That's a big difference, man.
Big time. But what I'll do is I'll probably do that as another one. I usually do one where I just have a crap ton of props in it. I'll probably do instead of 70 yards, do 40 yards for Worthy, and I'll do Winston interception. Yes, to that. I think he'll have one. It's minus 190 for him to have an interception this week.
Wow.
Yeah. Which is crazy because we've only had 2 turnovers over the last 6 games.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So our dudes just really create these, but it's a rain game. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. But yeah, I'll probably do an interception for him. I'll probably add in the Judy 50 yards receiving, and maybe over 1.5 field goals for Matthew Wright or something like that. I feel like that could. Yeah, I feel like that's definitely going to be a thing. Red zone stalling out. It's always one thing to bet on the Chiefs red zone stalling out at least twice during a game. So
sure.
Yeah.
Trends.
Yeah.
So like you said, if Mike Brennan said, if you stick to the ground and pound, you can't open up those deep balls. That was my reason, and I was saying that at least on the 70, you would hope it would kind of catch those guys kind of sleeping on some of those things.
That's true.
And if you're doing that, the safety will come up, especially you got single high. Even if, shoot, you got too high. If it's cover two, you still got that middle open. Shoot, can wherever they run through that? Absolutely.
Well, let me ask you, JD, what do you think the final score is going to be this game?
So I had 28-14.
Okay, so I mean, depending on when they score that 28, Brown's got to bail at some point on the run game.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, your game script also matters and what you think this is going to be as well, right? So,
so what we watched. It's a good point. So we watched with the Chargers, third quarter. How did they score? Passing the football. So
yes,
we're going to throw it.
Spread it out.
Yeah. But I think we're just going to get a heavy dose of them running the daggone football with Chubb, right?
I try to, yeah.
Yeah. Let's
also, on top of it all, I mean, we haven't even said this. We're in a very good run defense. So,
yes.
A little leakier than we were in the beginning of the season, but still very good. So I Chubb looks more like Gus Edwards than he does Derrick Henry right now. So I'm serious. So it's like
Yeah. I picked that joke up too. As soon as I'm like, man, let me go on and grab Chubb right now to my fantasy. Just in case he's the same guy, right? You had to. So, so Mike Brennan said that cover zero look is great time to check out of a run and hit worthy deep. If we could block, if we could keep it, hold it up at cover zero, man, you got to make sure you got to give him time. That's the only thing, Mike. Cover zero, man, because they all coming. They're gonna bring one more than we can block. That's what cover zero is. And so, if he stacks him up top, give him something at the top of the route all day, and just let Pat throw it up in the air, man. Just trust it. Trust it's gonna be there. I hope we get a cover zero on one of those. Hope we do. And it goes into Tooney if he's gonna be on the outside. Make sure the Pack's got to cover it and make sure everybody. Hey, look, this is who we're going to. Got to get it right on the protection. You have to. Sometimes on the inside, either the guard or the center, somebody's going to have to take two. So.
Yeah, what I saw that specifically it was I was like we usually do number one receivers. I was looking specifically at who was getting the big yardage for these receivers, and it was their deep threat guys, and that's like okay, it's pretty common over the last 6 games that the deep threat guys are the ones killing them as far as yardage wise. Okay, well why not? Let's throw Worthy in there. I mean, Worthy's faster than Calvin Austin. He's faster than MVS. Okay, let's throw him into the mix.
Sure. What is it? You said Mike Williams. What did Mike hit him for?
It was Marvin Mims, MVS, Calvin Austin, Quentin Johnston.
Okay.
Yeah, they just say that Mike Williams had like a 20-yard catch against them.
Yeah. I listed all the guys that had 20-plus yard catches.
Okay.
They've allowed 20 pass yard plays to receivers alone the last 5 weeks.
So they're leaky. They're a leaky secondary.
Yeah. Like you said, Pat has to pull the trigger on the call and then on the pass. Yep. Yeah, you just got to trust it, man. Yeah. I went, as far as it's cover one, you're good. On the sideline, go after a deep ball like that. Post route, same thing. If it's play action, give them something underneath. Travis or Noah, you got to eat up that safety. That's how it's got to work. I mean, you got to influence that guy, okay, to go over top of it. Even if it's like cover two or something that you're playing, or combination coverage, you got to make sure the backside safety is not in play on that either. So it all depends on just the route running as far as the combination, what you're running. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah, it's bound to happen. I mean, we've been waiting for this offense to get there. I know, like every week we say it's happening, it's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's really bound to happen. At some point here, it's good. The offense has to click. And I don't know, 42 degrees and 15 mile per hour wind. I mean, do you think the weather's going to be a factor as far as like not being able to have this? I know you're talking about ground and pound game, but do you think that could really hinder the deep ball?
What, weather?
The weather, yeah. The
Oh,
15
yeah.
miles per hour, 15 miles per hour, light rain, those elements specifically.
Yeah. Because they say light rain, man, but you know, it might come in drizzling. It's Cleveland. That's what it is. That's the only thing about it. Certain places, you know, you can't really trust what the weatherman says. You just can't.
That's true.
It might
Deep
be
balls maybe, but chunk plays no, because you can always have a long yak play.
Right.
You can have an 80-yarder, he runs it most of the way, which they can do.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think what was the Mims one a bomb, or he ran that? He had the ball in his hands for a lot of that, didn't he? Or no?
I think it was a bomb. I think he chucked that thing. I think so. I believe so. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it should be an exciting game. I think the one thing with Winston, if you're Winston, you want to make the Chiefs go into a shootout, because we haven't been able to do that so far this year. So if you're Cleveland, you can't stop anything. You know what? Let's open up the floodgates. I mean, I think Cleveland's going to try and take us to a shootout, because we've shown that we haven't been able to do that. I thought it was interesting too. The line opened up at 40. The total points is 45.5. It opened up as. It's dropped. It's now 42 or 43 points now. So it's dropped 2 to 3 points since it opened up last weekend. Okay. So maybe the weather plays a factor there. I don't know.
Mr. James says 15 already knows how to scramble to the left. We want to scramble away from Myles Garrett as opposed toward him. Let him run him down, chase him down from behind if you can. Get something on him.
Yeah.
I mean, you could run it. I mean, you just had to have 2 guys on him if you do that. And it's sprint blocking. I mean, it's usually how it is. Depends on how they defensively, how they line up. So, we'll say Winston is a character this year. Yes, he is. Big character.
Big time.
Should I think a guy Mike came in here? Yo, no name. Hi guys, what's up, man? Good to see you.
Yeah. Okay. That's Chris from the other day.
It's Chris. Okay. Yeah.
All right.
No name.
So Chris. All right, guys. Well, that will do it for us on this betting show. Again, JD's going to be back. JD and I will be have a video early Sunday morning before the game, the 1:00 game. But JD will have his 10 keys of victory on the channel. It'll be on our channel before the game, 1:00. So definitely be sure to check it out. And then, of course, we'll be on after the game, our post-game show. That'll be on Bleacher Report. If you can't make it a Bleacher Report, it'll be on our channel shortly thereafter. But yeah, guys, thank you for coming on this lovely Friday evening. Always a good time with y'all.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all input on everything. It's good to talk about these things, around the NFL too. I think it's important just to have a little conversation besides just the Chiefs, just football in general on some things. So, all Sasha, Chief of 65, G Pick, Andrea, Mike Brennan, John Clifford. Who else we got in here? No Name. Good seeing you. KSU 1989. I ain't seen you in a while, man. Good seeing you too. So getting tossed on Sunday. Joe Tuna getting tossed every now and then. Expect that on Sunday. Yeah, it's a couple. Yeah, you seen it. Greg Rhodes. Oh man, good seeing you. Andrea Chenault. Okay. Man, I just got some bad news. Oh, man. One of the guys, I don't know, Witchy Hall, Flapjack City, good to seeing you.
Is everything okay?
Yeah. Oh, man. Hope this ain't true.
You don't have to disclose on the live, brother.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah. Someone that just got a text from a teammate. So I don't know. I'll talk to y'all about it on Sunday.
All right, brother.
But Sparkle Sports Card. Good seeing you as well, Justin Hutchins. Good seeing you as well. Let me see who else. Richie Hall, Frank Hubbard, Junior Hubbard, good seeing you. President JD. Yeah, put a prayer in, man, for some of our guys out here. Man, we're just gonna be praying for, everybody, covering all the guys, man.
That's right.
So after I get off here, I'm gonna confirm some of this stuff that's going on. Lord have mercy. But look, y'all take care. Love you guys. Love you all. Okay. High value, high yield. Listen, y'all take care. Like I said before, Marcus, Teja, appreciate you, brothers. Okay.
Appreciate you,
I'll
brother.
give y'all a shout. I'll call y'all after this and talk to y'all about this. Okay.
Okay.
All right, brother.
All right, man.
Love y'all.
Listen, God bless. Take care. We will see y'all on Sunday, and I'll come in with our little reports. Okay.
Okay.
All right, fellas.
Love you guys.
All right.
Have a
Love
good
you
night,
guys.
Bye.
Okay.
See you, everybody. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.